Rapcast.
Episode 25.
Yeah. We're here.
It's been a minute.
Busy as fuck in our lives
it's
right
been
now. Holy goddamn shit.
It's been a trip.
Fuck, man. I'm working slavery hours.
Yeah.
You don't even have a job anymore.
Well, no, I do.
Okay.
But it's fucking, it's just life shit going on. So we haven't had the time. And recap today. We wanted to do like a little spooky thing, but I don't know if we'll have time or anything. Like
Josh is not around, so we don't.
I don't know where the fuck he is. October 23rd, I think we're recording this.
Yeah.
I watched a few horror movies. None that have been like really great.
You're seeing Lamb tonight, though, right?
I think so. I think that's the plan.
Me and Josh saw Lamb.
Okay.
Fucked up.
I'm excited.
If you like Icelandic A24.
Yeah, I mean, I like A24. I don't think I've ever seen an Icelandic movie.
Yeah, they're weird people. Definitely not.
Hey guys!
Holy shit!
Nightmare, 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 nightmare. Tell your fam to take care. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. Me and my crew don't play fair. We finna shoot up a daycare. We be laughing while they lay there. Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
I just got back from skiing and I got some brownies.
Well, yeah.
Sorry I was late, by the way. I got held up.
I mean,
For some brownies.
yeah.
God,
I mean,
have you heard of knocking?
I almost shit myself, but I will take a brownie.
Good. This is perfect.
Right.
Piece of shit.
Ugh. God. Yeah. I don't know how these skiers put up with, how do they
I think
see
those
out
are
of this
mainly
shit?
used for robbing banks. You fucking
Oh. Okay.
asshole.
I think that was the original purpose.
Where'd you get the knife?
Knife?
Oh, I got the knife.
Found it.
Should we be concerned with this?
No, absolutely not.
He's on our payroll. Jesus, man, get that shit away from me. You want a brownie?
No, I'm good.
All right, well,
Well, shit.
So,
we're gonna get pretty sleepy.
didn't even realize you were recording.
Well, they're not edibles. They're not edible brownies, Alex. I know it's been a while since you've had food that isn't laced with marijuana.
Yeah,
but...
I know. Dude, the technology these days. You can put weed in like steak now.
I remember when we first tried the weed, chocolate syrup that we had on ice cream the one time.
Oh,
I was
man.
blown away. It didn't really get me high, but I was blown away that they were doing that.
Well, you had to
'Cause I
put
was,
so
years
much
and
chocolate
years-
syrup
I
on
know.
there just to feel it.
Years and years and years and years
It was
ago.
too much chocolate. But yeah, anyway, honestly, we had a good summer as far as new Drake album, new Kanye, Tyler the Creator. We had some of our big artists come through.
Yeah.
Now we're in sort of a limbo state between
It's always a
between
strange time.
new projects.
Yeah, mid to the end of fall to spring is always a trek, having to get through because there's not a lot of albums coming out. Luckily, we're getting Silk Sonic November 22nd. That got pushed up. That's gonna be exciting.
Well, it was supposed to come out in January.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out
December or
next
something.
year, but it's coming out this year. I think
That's dope.
It's gonna be 9 songs, which is not a lot, but
Okay, we've already heard 2 of them.
Yeah, I'll take whatever I can get.
I mean, 7 more Silk Sonic songs. I'm into that.
And do you willing to play his best on if there's gonna be any features or not?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'll put my house on Rick Ross feature.
Rick Ross on Bruno Mars x Anderson .Paak.
No, I don't know. Maybe Drum will be on it.
I could see Gambino making
Thundercat maybe making
I could see
doing some
Thundercat or
appearances.
Gambino making an
There
appearance.
was that one photo that was circulating around a little while of Bino taking a photo with
Was it Thundercat and Pac?
with Thundercat and Pac. So
And Anderson .Paak and Gambino have yet to collab together, so that would be sick. And Gambino,
That'd be
it's
dope.
hard to get him out of his shit, because but he only seems to do features on he doesn't really tend to feature on huge projects. The last feature was on the Thundercat joint.
He's not like a clout chaser, industry head kind of guy.
And he was on that. He did the remix of that Brittany Howard, Alabama Shakes song.
Right.
So he doesn't come out for the huge events, So I don't know if this would
I kind of want them to put out a Silk Sonic project that's just
them?
Bruno and Anderson, and then afterwards,
I'd be fine with that.
do like a deluxe thing that has like a bunch of other people thrown in on it, because like you
That'd be a good idea.
don't want to compromise the music,
Especially if there's
by
already
putting
only
in,
9
by
songs.
shoving in too much. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
hear an ASAP Ferg feature on.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, but then maybe I'll be surprised that I do want to hear that. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, like
Yeah, so we have...
it's been a while since even Anderson .Paak put out his own full-length
Yeah.
project on his own.
That was like
right?
Ventura, which was like last... Was that last year or was that
Like
2019?
2018 or 19, I think.
Damn. Yeah, I think it was 2019.
So, yeah. Excited for that one.
Yeah.
But
it will slow down a bit. Like, if you have been around with us for long enough, like last year, like towards the winter, like we had so much more time to shoot, but like we didn't have anything to talk about. So we did like 3 or 4 episodes there that we talked about like nothing at all, just because there wasn't a lot of music coming out. And we'll do the year-end lists.
It's
this
okay.
year again,
Like, we don't...
but it's
do
fun
like
to get some of our other ideas out
just
there.
Chat about
and,
random shit as
we
well.
have some other ideas kind of lined up in the future that you guys might want to stick around for. That we're going to try some new shit.
So today, basically, we're going to do a big music update.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while. It's been like almost a month since we did an episode.
Yeah. And some stuff has come out.
And even in that episode, we were just catching up on previous releases.
That was just Drake and Baby Keem, I think, to an extent.
So yeah, do you want to get started?
Yeah. Well, let's. I do want to talk a little bit more about. Like, I've watched a handful of horror movies.
Yeah.
But none have really. I've watched *Malignant*, which was one that came out earlier this year. It was like the guy James Wan who did like *Insidious* and *Conjuring* or whatever.
Right.
It was okay. It was kind of cheesy. It had some spooky parts. I told you about Fear.com, which I watched the other day, which is not even worth talking about. We watched *Clockwork Orange* all together, but that's not really a horror. That's more like a thriller kind of thing like that.
Sorry.
It was still very disturbing.
Sorry, guys. I forgot about the multiple rape scenes in that movie.
No, I thought
it was just like a little bit, but then I was like, wait, no, this is like
the first like 30 minutes
upsetting to watch, and especially because we had just gotten really blazed.
Yeah, and I didn't expect it at all. I went into that movie knowing like nothing about it, which I'm glad, and it's still like a great movie, but it's definitely
at the end of the day, we're white film bros, and any Kubrick has to be appreciated. You have to at least watch it, even if you're gonna hate on it. You have to at least see it once.
We also watched Suspiria.
I forgot we watched that.
I fell asleep during
Suspiria. I don't remember much. Was that was like the Dance Academy?
It's about
or whatever?
Dance Academy.
It was like a very artsy,
cult
like,
of
murder...
women, but they're all ballet players or ballet.
They're all
dancers.
covered of witches.
Right.
Shit.
I remember it was okay. I didn't really like it that much.
I want to see the remake with Dakota Johnson and with Tom York doing the soundtrack, because the soundtrack for the original Suspiria was very good. But
I remember vaguely liking it.
Yeah, I remember it.
From what you were awake for.
I mean, I'm a Tom York fan.
I think it was pretty late when we watched it anyway.
How much was it just that I was too baked to not fall asleep, and how much it was also kind of a boring 70s movie?
I think part of it was kind
of.
It
was about half.
If you were gonna fall asleep to any movie, like it makes sense.
Genuinely slow bits. It's like it's a slow burn for sure.
Yeah.
Last time I fell asleep in the movie was in the theaters when we were watching. We watched the fucking Blade Runner 2049.
Right.
And I had like too many beers, and I was like, I just fell asleep in the theater. So it was such a boring. It was such a, like the ambient music and the visuals were so conducive to just like.
Well, you fall asleep to most movies that we end up watching towards the end.
Dude, you fell asleep when we watched Born Identity that one time.
Okay, that movie sucks.
Oh, come on.
You guys are fucking Jason Bourne stans. I don't understand it.
I mean,
Matt Damon sucks.
I mean, the Jeremy Renner one was trash.
We didn't watch that one though. We watched the original.
I know, but like,
I think when I watched The Martian, it made me hate Matt Damon, and now I retroactively hate all Matt Damon.
Yeah, no, I don't mind Matt Damon. He is, isn't he like a piece of shit? Didn't he like? Wasn't there a whole thing that he came out? He kept using some slurs and shit. Like,
no, I think it was like there was that, but he also like
there was a controversy about the movie he did for China. Called,
the Great Wall or whatever,
where people were like, "You're
racist
guy. Somehow," or I don't know. It was really dumb, but
yeah,
I just don't like him.
He
as a
also
person.
does a lot of like philanthropy work apparently, but this is not the Damon cast. So.
Yeah,
I'm not here to defend. Yeah. I'm not gonna be like, I will defend Matt Damon and I'll die on this hill. Yeah. Like I don't really give a shit, but like I like some of his movies.
This is the fuck philanthropy cast. Yeah. That's the episode title right now.
I watched VHS 94, which was like a Apparently, it was like a reboot of like a VHS series they had. It's like an anthology of like 4 or 5 different like films in one. That's all like tied together like through a VHS thing.
Yeah.
Some of them were okay. Some of them were kind of trash. Ending was kind of shit. Didn't really tie in together well to me. It was okay.
My dad and I are gonna watch Jacob's Ladder at some point soon.
Yeah, I'm seeing Lamb tonight, hopefully, and then Halloween Kills tomorrow. And I watched this movie, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, again last night after I came back from your place. That's a great movie.
Nice.
It's so campy and so stupid, and oh man, love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of got going with the spooky movies, and then I'm like,
Kind of slowed down a bit.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, you've been so busy with work and shit, like.
Yeah, but for a second there, I watched the first 2 Scream movies.
Those are good.
First one's good. Second one is like markedly worse, but like sort of just a continuation of the first movie in a way. Nightmare on Elm Street is a good rewatch.
That's a good one.
But like the only part of it that actually scared me was the scene right at the end where you think that everything's normal and the mom's like waving the way, and then like Freddy's arm breaks out of the fucking door and like just grabs her in. Like that's the only thing that frightened me, and it was right at the end.
Well, that's the thing is that like a lot of those movies, like me and my buddy were talking about this, like when's the last time you've actually been like scared in a horror movie, you know, like, or when you leave and you're just like actually like shook, you know, or actually like you think about it or it keeps you up or whatever.
Midsummer, I think.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Like
even
it's
that
more
movie
so
wasn't really
psychological.
scary.
Yeah, like it depends, like, you know.
It's just fucked up.
Yeah, and it depends like what kind of movie you're watching. Like if it's jump scares, does that really even count like as like being scared, or that's just more like alarming?
To me, I will die.
Like,
this is a hill I will die on. Jump scares are not scary; they're just startling.
Yeah. So I don't know if that would really count either, right? So.
Jump startles, more like.
Yeah.
You don't even want to get Josh started on the themes of horror and concepts. It's going to turn into a video essay really quick.
Oh,
so
I'm such a fucking nerd about it.
I don't know. I haven't really listened to my spooky playlist much yet. Just because, you know, I haven't really been listening to too. I'm listening to some new music. I haven't really had too much free time.
Dude, if you want to get scared, listen to Riverdale Road by 2 Chainz.
That's a good one. Maybe I'll put like I got a spooky playlist on Amazon Music. What the fuck? On Apple Music. I might put that in the description if anyone wants to check it out. If anyone wants to get any recommendations.
They should have that though. Amazon Music. And
I think they probably fucking do.
They just have like a couple G-Eazy albums on there and the new MGK.
There's
just white.
Like, Amazon definitely has
just white.
Jeff Bezos' son, who's like a rapper.
Yeah, Chet Hanks will fucking be on there. I forgot that Chet Hanks was in Curb Your Enthusiasm whenever we were watching that. In that war, he was Sammy's fiance.
Oh yeah. Because
I was watching it, I'm like, is that Chet Hanks? And then I looked it up. I'm like, that is Chet Hanks. Just like the one episode, but still.
New season of Curb coming out soon.
Boom! I'm excited.
Watch this space, okay?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't really have much else to say about. We didn't really have a pre-planned thing to talk about for spooky shit. We just wanted to kind of.
Are you going to any Halloween parties this year?
No, I don't think so. It doesn't really work out with my schedule because our mom's birthday is next weekend as well, and I work, you know, on Monday and shit. I'm gonna be. I think we're gonna go check out some abandoned houses or whatever. But I don't think we're gonna do a party. I think one of my girlfriend's friends is having one on like the Saturday night that I might go to, but I don't know. We'll see. You got your work one on. Yeah, next Saturday.
It was pretty funny. I came home from this work trip last night, and my brother was sitting there in this like shitty Ghostbusters costume, and he was like, "Man, this costume sucks. Like, I don't want to even go to this party, man." Like, I was like, "Yeah, that's why you don't just like buy one from Spirit completely.
Yeah,
like,
don't. You buy a bunch of little things together.
You craft your costume over the course of a couple weeks in order to actually make Halloween fun. Yeah. And then when you go to the party, you get to wear something that's comfortable and swagged out.
Yeah. I don't even know what I would. I have no clue what I would dress up as if I went. Me and my girlfriend thought of doing Midsummer. I'd be just a bear suit, and she would be like the May Queen or whatever. I'm like, that'd be pretty easy.
It's kind of funny how like if you try to dress up as like an animal of some kind now, it's like it makes you look like too much of a furry. Like, and that's like a whole.
That's a whole.
It's a whole subculture, a whole weird sex
a whole,
bullshit.
Other level of scary, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's creepy, but in a different way. Not in a fun for Halloween kind of way, but just like creepy. Like it makes me like my skin crawl. Like I don't know. The idea of people dressing
somehow
up.
more scary.
Can you actually picture like furries like doing their thing? Like,
I don't want.
It's disgusting, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to kink shame anyone. I mean, love is love. Do whatever you want, but just do it, away from me. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
I think it depends in terms of Halloween and shit. If you have the mask with the whole thing, then that's a little sus. But if it's just like you put like a bare onesie or whatever on, you can still see your face. Then I think that's a little less like creepy.
Yeah, true.
Just as an idea. But
because I kind of wanted to go as like a bear or some shit.
Yeah.
Just so I could like have something to match my beard and everything. But then I have settled on like a Davy Crockett kind of thing. I got the fur hat.
No, that's a good one
fur
to
poncho.
collect a bunch of different things off and build over time.
Anyway.
All right, we can get into some of this new shit. There's probably enough rambling to start.
Yeah.
Let's know what you guys are doing
music
for Halloween in the comments.
Yeah.
All right, where do you want to start here? It's been a month's worth of shit here. We just listened to a bunch of shit.
New Big Sean.
All right. Did you see his freestyle as well?
No.
All right, that one's really good.
That's what he did on the radio or whatever.
Yeah.
LA Leakers, I think.
He did what songs was it? It was called like Dear Summer, I think, by Jay-Z. He did Love All by Drake. He did Off the Grid by Kanye, which is a weird freestyle, like in terms of freestyle beat. Like you wouldn't think that's a good one to do.
I think that's a pretty good
And
beat.
then I think he did one more. He did like 4 on one, like a 9-minute like straight like rap shit. And he's hungry, man. Like I loved Detroit too, but he's still like, I didn't know where he'd go after this, but with the freestyle plus the song, what's the song called again? What a life.
What a life.
Yeah.
Hit Boy.
He's just rapping like he's fucking hungry again, which is great. Like,
yeah, I have yet to watch that freestyle, but I know I'm gonna love it. Like 9.5 minutes of him just going off on
it's
beats.
Great. Yeah, he has some bars and just flows, and he's just breath control is really good. Like he's definitely, regardless of what you think his best album is, he's definitely become a better rapper in the past like 4 or 5 years, like compared to his early shit.
Yeah,
in terms of like technical ability and stuff.
I feel like he. I just get the vibe that he's. I mean, I've been seeing that he's tweeting more and stuff.
Yeah.
And that he's like got something to prove a little bit, because I saw a tweet where he was kind of saying like, me and like the good music boys, like we used to be really clicked up, but it's not really like that anymore.
Yeah.
But like, just to let you know, like how long we've been at this. Mm-hmm. And so he's been kind of talking his shit there, and still saying the stuff about like there's labels that owe me millions of dollars,
and still doing the whole like I'm underrated, like I should be considered top 5 in every category type of thing, But it's fair. Like if someone has Big Sean as their top 5, like it's not something that is seen a lot, but like I wouldn't be mad at it either. Really, like I don't know. He's built up a pretty good discography at this point. Like even though I'm not a fan of his earlier shit. I'm not mad at it.
This is also kind of why I wanted to talk about J. Cole a little bit later, because I feel like we on and off we've been having the whole Mount Rushmore of hip hop discussion, and with like Big Sean in there as a number 4, 3, or 5 or so, like because J. Cole put that song out where he was talking about he was rapping over the Drake beat and kind of trying to put his name into the conversation, and I feel like Big Sean is another one where he desperately wants to be seen as one of the top rappers as well.
But J. Cole is more of a, like when you ask like a lot of people, or like the consensus is usually like top 3 of this generation are Kendrick, Drake, and Cole. Like that's a lot of people's top 3. And you don't usually get Big Sean. Like J. Cole makes more sense to me, even if it's not true. For me personally, I don't know if it would be, but Big Sean's a little more like more of an out there pick.
Yeah, maybe I've been drinking the Big Sean Kool-Aid for a little bit too long or something. Or I don't have the finger on the pulse of exactly where he is, but I feel like just him still putting out music at this rate,
and with his quality,
despite having put out an album like
last year.
Yeah, so
around this time last year, I think Detroit too. It's like September or something like that.
So it shows that he's, you said it, like with him being still hungry, I guess. The music video was really interesting, like, because I find that it's interesting how like the strategy for these videos coming out. Because you see from rappers sometimes they put out an album and then whichever songs pop, where they have a director and an idea and everything, then a video comes out.
Yeah.
This was more just kind of a video and a song out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it was all figured out already. And we don't know if there's going to be an album or if this is just a song he just put out.
Like, because with this and the freestyle, you could make an argument that maybe he's what's the word?
Like teasing a new album?
Or like rolling out a new project.
I don't think there's a new album on the way. He's just...
I think he did mention last year, like, right after Detroit 2 came out, saying, like, maybe I'll just do a mixtape where I just go in the whole time, like...
Yeah,
which I'm like,
I'd like to see that.
That would be sick. But I don't know if that... A lot of rappers do that. Whenever they finish an album, they're, like, always like, oh, it seems like they tease the next one so soon after, and then it doesn't come out for, like, 3 years.
Yeah, that's why I'm not getting too ahead of myself here.
Yeah, I mean, if Big Sean drops an album this year, great. I would like that, but I'm also not mad for him to take his time for his next one too. So.
Yeah, the song is really just on some motivational.
Yeah, beat's really good. Hit Boy does it again. Him and Big Sean work really well together.
I like the shot of they had. It was kind of like reminiscent of videos like the Drake and Future, what the fuck is that one called? Yeah, Life's Good, like where it's like him as in different occupations, like in different walks of life and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was also kind of like low rent Travis Scott video in a way as well. Like like Travis Scott would do something like that where he's like flying in a city or something.
Yeah, the first thing I thought of was the All Right video with Kendrick where he's flying through the city. And I also got some vibes of like kind of the King's Dead video with like them on top of buildings and like the really like quick like zoom shots of stuff like that, like kind of similar, which you've been seeing a lot more kind of since 2017 or 18. Like that's like that kind of really quick. I mean, obviously music videos and rap specifically have been really quick shots and stuff like that, but like specifically on top of buildings and that kind of shit, like interesting kind of angles and really quick shots.
It's interesting, like when there's people that like rappers that have really ambitious ideas for their videos, but like whether or not they're actually able to pull it off and make it look like cinematic or like I don't know. Sometimes the videos they just seem a little bit cheap, where it's like I see where you were going with this idea, but I don't know.
And we could have a whole.
It was cool. They had the shot of him with all these bees on him,
which I would be like.
I would
be freaking out. I would.
Joke.
Should we? Do you want to talk to me, Josh, or something?
No.
I don't know.
Get it? Because bee. No, but seriously, how do they get all those bees on him? Or is it some CGI?
Like, no, it's like some you put like some honey or like some.
It's that.
It's some spray or some shit.
It's like that, like those pictures of guys with like beard of bees.
Yeah, like you put some oil or some shit.
Probably the same thing.
Yeah, it's possible to do. It's and I remember.
You think he actually did it?
Yeah, he tweeted like pictures on Instagram and shit of how he was covered in like 26,000 bees, like legit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which I couldn't do. He probably got stung, but I mean, still, I couldn't do that shit.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
And we'll talk about we might do an episode all about music videos in the future, where we kind of go through and give all our thoughts about that kind of stuff. So don't want to get too ahead of ourselves if we want to save some of that conversation. But
they had a good shot of also where Big Sean was like a professor and like he's like marking papers of like other rappers and stuff, and he just writes like weak AF like on some.
No, it was good.
That's pretty funny to me. But like also with the lyricism being about motivationalism and like all these other rappers don't know what the fuck's going on, that's him trying to like raise the bar and get this competitive shit going.
Yeah, no,
it's
good to see, and I'm not surprised that Big Sean is trying to throw himself into the conversation almost especially when Kanye and Drake has released, and then J. Cole kind of threw his hat in there, and now Big Sean, like, I'm not surprised that.
Yeah, and Kendrick on the way as well.
That he's coming in, trying to prove his point. Speaking of Kendrick, I don't know if you heard about there were a bunch of leaks that dropped, or like snippets of Kendrick songs.
Oh, really?
There were like 6 in the past week, and then people were thinking, because of that, and also I think today marks the 9-year anniversary of Good Kid, Mad City, which is fucking crazy, 9 years. And also like his picture on Spotify, like there's an artist profile picture, changed for like a split second and then it went away. So people were thinking like this is kind of maybe like he's coming soon. And plus he's headlining a festival November 12th, which is in the next few weeks. So
nice.
Keep your ears and eyes open for this. Like this might be something that we have to quit our jobs for to do a podcast.
Just calling. Hey, sorry, can't make it in today. Kenny just dropped.
Kung Fu Kenny. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, what? The boss is like, what do you mean he hasn't dropped an album since 2017?
That's ridiculous. Black Panther counted as an album, okay?
Look, I don't have time to argue about this right now. I'm podding. Anyway.
Yes, I would love to quit my job to pod, just as a goof.
Yeah,
I would love it. Anyway, yeah. So maybe we'll do some. Well, if that comes out, obviously we'll cover that.
Yeah.
Is that all we had about Big Sean? You think?
Yeah. What if Halloween night, fucking Kendrick drops an album, and the whole album is about him as a zombie?
Yeah.
And like, there's a whole fucking
Baby Keem features.
concept where he's walking through like the post-apocalypse, and he meets like Kanye as the president.
Man, if anyone could do it justice, like Kendrick, it would be good. Like I have no doubt. Like even if it's like a cheesy fucking thing like that, like he could kill it. I think we were supposed to get a Ski Mask album, I think, like next week for Halloween, but I don't think I haven't heard anything about it. I don't know
Ski Mask
he's I don't know.
I wouldn't count on him.
Yeah.
No offense, but
That's fair.
his last shit wasn't that good, and I'm just like, I don't really care that much about Ski Mask.
Yeah. All right. What do you want to do next?
Mac Miller.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of good music videos, Mac Miller Faces got officially released on streaming, which is that's your favorite Mac project, right? We talked about that on the Mac Miller episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually haven't listened to the project or what they changed about it, but I've read about how they because there's so many movie samples and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like pretty much all the instrumentals are untouched, which is great. Some of the movie samples had to be cut, like some of the Bill Murray ones or whatever. Which for certain songs, like it just doesn't matter. Like that would kind of be really. I don't know if that one's in there or not, but like it could maybe take away from some of the album.
So I'm curious about how the copyright law works with relating to that. Like, are they re-releasing it for what reason exactly? Like
just to put it on streaming services because it wasn't.
Because it wasn't.
Yeah, because of all the samples and shit.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Because when I was listening to it, I didn't even have. That was pre-Spotify.
Yeah, so now it's on Spotify and Apple Music and shit for the first time.
Yeah.
But some of the samples are missing.
Yeah, go stream Faces on
I've been meaning to,
Spotify.
but it's such a long album and I wanted to sit down with it and I just haven't had the time.
The main thing I saw was on YouTube how they put out...
The little visualizers are for every song. And the colors and shapes had a full video.
Okay, so they're all just visualizers except for colors and shapes.
And San Francisco has a video too of him like actually rapping. Like you can see him rap, which is like...
I'd like to watch that one.
It's pretty basic, but it's pretty interesting. I think there was a video that they filmed for I think like either Therapy or Happy Birthday that was never released, so I'm assuming that's probably coming as well. I don't know if maybe it got scrapped, maybe the files are gone, I don't know. But it would make sense that it would if it would drop at any point, it would be probably soon. But yeah, the Colors and Shapes video we'll do a year-end list, but that'll probably be up there. Like that's such a crazy feat, and it's just all the visuals are so cool, and the animation is so well done, and it fits the song like perfectly. It's I love it.
It's insane. We got this little dog who kind of represents Mac Miller, I guess, and like
I think that used to be. I think it's based on like a dog, one of his old dogs.
Oh wow. Yeah, and I feel like Colors and Shapes is a song that I didn't appreciate as much.
It's one of the sleepers.
When it came out.
Yeah, it's one of the sleepers for sure.
But I feel like this video actually kind of adds more meaning to the lyrics, or it causes you to contemplate the lyrics.
Yeah, and it's very strange. Like if you were to pick out singles from the album, like that wouldn't be the one that I would think would get a music video.
If you actually analyze the lyrics, he's saying some really philosophical kind of shit.
Yeah, some dark shit too. Like obviously
about the state of consciousness and like what it is to be alive and like very kind of heady kind of philosophical topics, and it sort of kind of reminded me a little bit of that movie Up, or no, not Up, Wall-E.
Oh yeah,
because the dog is on this like weird planet of like
huge things and just
things that are made up of
him trying to survive
garbage objects, and then
yeah.
like
It's kind of like if A24 decided to make a kids movie.
Yeah.
Almost, a little bit.
yeah.
I can see that.
It's got that trippiness, but it's also
Yeah.
like kind of like a kids movie. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, the animators. I hope they got a fucking big
Yeah.
paycheck from that.
I
because it's like-
started following the main guy on Instagram who did that, and he has some other really cool work. Like, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how in our lifetime we've seen how they've failed so many times, but eventually figured out how to animate like dogs and like animals that have like
Hair
fur,
and like
because it just looks so goofy in movies
Yeah.
from like 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well,
era,
even
like,
honestly, like Monsters Inc. I think still holds up. Like some of the fur on the main dude. Like they got like a few like you know
Yeah,
Disney and shit and Pixar had a bit of it back
but it
then.
would look fucked up next to an actor of a real person. Whereas now
Yeah.
now you can have a real guy with a little doggy,
with the
an
Clifford, like the Clifford
animated
movie.
dog. Oh my god, yeah. By the way, yeah, wait for the full review of the Clifford the Big Red Dog.
We're
movie.
there. Night opening, midnight opening.
And we're
gonna
just
be there.
we're gonna be sitting there in the theater, just like loudly discussing the physics of this. Like, how could you actually have a dog such a size?
Well, we're gonna bring the camera on the mic. We're gonna do the podcast
Yeah.
live in the theaters, of course.
That would be
That would
interesting
make
to see
sense.
if like two podcasters could actually
You could rent out a
cause
theater.
a bunch of other people to like move away just by doing their pod.
Oh, we would get
so
kicked
loudly.
out for sure. But it would be funny nonetheless.
Just imagining people like parents taking their kids over, and then there's just three assholes.
Yeah, fucking high as fuck, just doing a podcast.
Man,
about
when
it,
me
like,
and
it's
Josh went to the
crazy.
movies, like, it was the first time we went in and had to do the like vaccination
Right.
stuff, so it was a little bit frustrating. And there was like some old people behind us, like being really annoying, and I was like, man, this must suck. And I was thinking it was gonna be really busy, but then we walked in, and it was just me and Josh in the theater, so we could
Yeah, Josh was saying that.
talk
That's
as loud as
fucking
we
great,
wanted
man.
to without like worrying about
Yeah.
ruining the movie for someone else. And, like after the movie came out, we were just sitting there discussing it, like while the credits rolled, and like some guy came in, like the guy who worked there, and we were just
Yeah.
talking to him for like 5-10 minutes. And
That's
then we were
great.
like,
I love that.
oh
Yeah.
man, this is a great experience.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was expecting all this, COVID shit, or like
Yeah,
it's
but
too
it
busy
feels-
and
yeah,
it's
no.
too like everything's all sterile. But I had a great time.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And that's. I was talking to Josh on the way over to your place last night about that too. How like, from where we live, like it makes sense that people might not want to gravitate towards this movie, like a weird A24 like foreign film, like all subtitles, like horror, like
Yeah.
it makes sense that Halloween Kills was sold out, so you guys went to see fucking Lamb instead. Like,
And what
you know?
I'm hearing is that movie kind of blows anyway. But,
Hey, well, the first one I like the remake a lot, so I'm excited for this one. But I'm seeing it on
yeah,
Sunday.
because you
so
saw the 2018 Halloween shit,
yeah,
right?
I saw the OG one too up in theaters as well. For like a, they have that.
Yeah,
every
the OG
year.
one holds up for the most part, but part of
Yeah.
it is boring.
Yeah, part of it is boring, but it is like it's such a staple and it fathered so many other movies. So you kind of gotta give it a pass. Back to the Mac shit real quick. He also had the new bonus track called "Yeah," which I remember as a leak called 8:21 a.m. I think it was called something like that. It was a timestamp. And I remember that one was during the beginning of the leaks when they started coming out. That was one of the first ones, and that was like one that like blew my mind. Like
That's one of my favorite leaks, and I'm so glad that they.
I know, man, it deserved it.
Even what they added to it.
Yeah, they added some extra instrumentation, like some
more
pianos
like-
and shit,
yeah.
and it's more well mixed, obviously, and all that stuff.
It still has this like ghostly kind of feeling to it, though, with like the vocals and the
Yeah,
which
it's
adds
haunting
more
as
meaning
fuck.
to it now.
Yeah. And even as a bonus track on the album, like Grand Finale is such a fantastic outro to that album. But even as this one is like the bonus track, so this one's technically the last song, it also works as a closer, like because it's so anthemic and it's so like just fucking like such a huge track.
It's like it's the one that sounds like to me it was from the sessions of Good AM. Like musically, it kind of sounds similar to some of the tracks on that album.
Well, I assume it was around the Faces' time if they're releasing it with the Faces.
Yeah, maybe.
But I mean, Good AM and Faces weren't that far apart.
Yeah,
like,
it's all kind of the
Faces
same
was
stretch of
2014,
3 or 4
Good
years.
AM was like 2015, so it's kind of in the same realm.
And that song is it's another one that adds value to the lyrics, knowing like how his life turned out, because he asks all these questions in the lyrics, like am I alive?
Yeah.
Are we prepared?
Will they care when I die? Just asking some crazy questions.
Some questions we have to ask ourselves. Comment below if anything matters.
Comment below if your life has any meaning.
Yeah.
And maybe that comment will someday be forgotten. Like everything else on this disturbed planet. Let's do Joyner Lucas and J. Cole next.
So
Already. Like,
so J. Cole, okay, I love J. Cole, a big J. Cole fan. Off Season's a great album.
The only reason we listen to this is because J. Cole's on it.
Yeah, we don't like Joyner Lucas very much.
I haven't really given Joyner Lucas a chance, but just from afar, I'm not really interested.
Yeah, I've only listened to a handful
Some
of
girl
songs.
from work I was talking to says that his original shit before he was popped off, like his first mixtapes, are really good.
I've heard his earlier stuff is less like pretentious and ego driven and stuff like that.
I don't give much of a fuck.
Yeah, and J. Cole had a legendary feature run a few years ago. He was like on everybody's song, and now he's kind of post.
Was he?
Yeah.
Like what are we thinking?
It was back when like the London came out with like Young Thug and Travis Scott, like that, that kind of. He was hopping on shit that he had no reason to be on. You know, like all these artists that were like.
Yes.
You wouldn't expect like
this
that was
is the thing that interests me about J. Cole.
A lot with 21 Savage, like that was also a huge one in that era.
Like J. Cole can't be satisfied with being like a lyrical miracle rap backpack kind of guy.
Yeah.
He must be a popular artist. Like,
well, he wasn't always like that. Because I remember watching a documentary for one of... He usually releases a documentary for most of his albums. Like a 20-30 minute thing. And on one of them he was saying, like... I think it was the one... Maybe it was the off-season one. Maybe it was the Revenge of the Dreamers one. Where he was talking about, like... How, like, he used to not want to be on anyone else's shit. And he just... Like, he was always, like, no features, right? He was always that guy. But then he's like, why not? Why don't I just go on this random trap song? Or, like, he wants to, like, test himself and really... prove that he could go on any of these beats and any of these songs and still
I feel that. I just don't think it sounds that great.
I mean, I think
a lot of the time.
I think that run, a lot of the songs that he did there sounded really good.
No, I liked him on the London. He fit in well with Young Thug and Travis Scott.
Yeah, but I think now like he's doing another little mini feature run. He did this song. He's on a song with Wale. He's on the new Young Thug album, and they're much less. They're more mediocre than his other shit. Like he's a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I like J. Cole, and I'm all here for him hopping on other people's songs, but it seems like it's.
Seems like he's trying too hard right now. I don't know. Like the off season was great, but I think that, like the fact that it's more of a mixtape feel to it, left him wanting more. As far as
that might be why he's trying to
attention
just
and
grab
respect
any feature
from the rap,
at the end of the
rap fan base.
But he's going to get it when he releases the next, because his next project is going to be, at least what he says, is going to be way more, like, it's going to be huge, and it's going to be more of like a proper album, right? Like, so, like, this one was, Off-Season was more of an in-between project, he said it himself. So if he is wanting that, like, he could just wait for his next album, but it seems like he wants to hop on these features and try to, get in the conversation again, like we talked about, doing the Lucy track on the Drake beat as well. Like it just feels like,
I don't know, maybe I'm being unfair to J. Cole or something, but like he just seems like the uncle who oh yeah, we'll let him hang out with us tonight, you know? Like he's on like a song with like NBA Youngboy and NLE Choppa, and then he comes on like. We're like, he kind of fits in, but it's also like not really the vibe.
I respected it when he did it a few years ago because he was like trying to prove something and he was like really hungry and he's like wanting to get on and because I hadn't heard J. Cole like a featuring J. Cole and we hadn't got many of those because he was so reluctant and he was so just in his own bubble and shit. But now he's doing it again, a little more feature run. Like I think it's not for the right reasons, like, and it's just kind of half-assed.
Yeah, I mean that being said, like I like it when these young rappers like reach out to be on his shit, like when Lil Baby was on his last album, and like I thought his contribution was really good.
I would be surprised if the next Lil Baby album doesn't have a J. Cole feature, honestly.
Right.
Like,
so it's like I don't know. That's interesting how it's like I don't really like it as much when J. Cole tries to step into other rappers' worlds.
But you like when other rappers try to step into his world.
Yeah,
that's fair. Well, because because he's a huge, really popular guy that like people. A lot of rappers would probably want to step up their game when they record with him, right? Yeah, so that's
kind of the feeling that I got from his feature on the Young Thug album. Was that like he was trying a little bit too hard to fit into Young Thug's style. But we'll talk a little bit more about that album.
We haven't
later.
even talked about the Joyner Lucas one. I mean,
but
it's
like Joyner Lucas kind of sucks. It's like the song is like a heartbreak relationship type. The video is very strange because J. Cole's feature is like he's like the therapist for Joyner Lucas, being like, man, you fucked up, like, and now this woman and all about her psychology and like how.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting enough of an idea, but like it's just not. I don't know.
It just seems like it's a conversation that in a room that I shouldn't be in, like, because I don't care about like.
Yeah, I suppose.
And speaking of being in rooms you're not supposed to be in,
this one right now
in the video, yeah, no. Oh shit! Whoa! Holy
trying
crap!
To sell the fucking.
What is this? A horror movie special?
Feel like a horror movie.
No, but in the video, J. Cole's like, or Joyner's fucking this girl,
and J. Cole's looking at him, being like, "Look what you're doing."
And
man.
J.
Like,
Cole's talking to like another version of J. Cole of Joyner Lucas, saying like, "Hey man, like, this woman got in your head and you done fucked things up," and it's just like.
Yeah,
the visual, like, man, you shouldn't be there for, like...
Yeah, it is strange.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I hate it when people talk about their sex lives, you know?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
And
anyway, I was smashing this broad last night. So hard.
Yeah, the other, I'll just mention real quick, the Wale J. Cole song I also heard, it's pretty... trashy. It's kind of just like a club song. It doesn't really, J. Cole didn't need to be on there, J. Cole's never had the best, like, poppy kind of club transition songs. But I don't know, whatever. It's okay, I guess. But, yeah, that one, and compared, with the Joyner Lucas one plus the Young Thug feature, like, it's not...
Too much from him, like, just chill, man. Like,
yeah.
I guess the basketball thing didn't work out. Right.
Well, that was only ever going to be like a short contract.
That was kind of just a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still respect J. Cole, but I just feel like he's.
The offseason was good enough to like, you don't have to do anything the rest of the year, like to like tarnish the year that you've had. Like it's a great project. Leave it as is and just focus on your next one and making that like the next huge, like really big thing.
Like I wonder who will have the better next album, Big Sean or J. Cole. Who is going to come back stronger with their next project?
Cole, I think.
Yeah.
Because Big Sean, if his next project will come out, I think it'll be if it's the mixtape kind of thing where it's
it'll be more like the off season.
It'll be more like the off season.
Yeah.
While J. Cole's
sort of
next album,
J.
Cole's next album will probably be more similar to Detroit 2, more of a proper album with a theme and stuff.
Either way, excited for that.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Lil Yachty and Tame Impala. What is this world coming to?
I saw this like right when I woke up one morning, and I was like, I was tired and I had to go to work, and I saw it, and I'm like, this is probably not. This is still a dream. Probably.
You wake up, you see that, you go, I'm
gonna leave to bed. I'm gonna forget about this. Yeah, and fuck, man.
No, it's just because like Tame Impala has been so like out there as this thing that you're supposed to know about.
Yeah.
Even though they had like the one hit song like 5 or 6 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know
they
much about them.
had a song called like Elephant or Trampoline or some bullshit.
I don't know. I really don't know much about them. I know that...
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so. I'm not a Tame Impala guy, so...
I know what their sound is.
It's, by the way, it's one guy.
It's 70s acid rock stuff.
Pop, synth
was that
shit.
Was that one that was like really, really, really big? Like, The Less You Know the Better or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that album or that song or whatever, like that was huge, right? And so I get it, but like I'm not.
The Less You Know, I don't know that one.
It's like you've seen the cover where it's like the weird lines with like the ball in it. It's all like purple and like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
Whatever.
70s psychedelic.
Yeah, like, but I'm not a huge fan of them, right? But yeah, I saw this Lil Yachty feature.
But like they have a fan base.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But it's not the Lil Yachty and Tame Impala fan bases. I don't think would cross over that much. Well, maybe they would earlier on in his career when he was more like kind of doing the poppier, like cute, fun shit. But now he's doing like the Detroit shit and like. But I guess he's still doing like the love music and like he's still is doing
Yachty
that kind
has
of
lots
those
of
kind
sides
of songs.
to it, but like.
Yeah.
Because I remember we were joking last time about how Baby Keem has some kind of Tame Impala bar.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at all. You're just like, okay, he's just shouting out Tame Impala for some reason. Like I bet like his dad is like a record executive or something.
Who, Baby Keem or Yachty?
Tame Impala.
Oh.
Like, it just, I don't understand why they're so popular and so, like, in the mix of things in the rap
They're not really in
world.
the mix of rap shit for the most part. I know, like, I mean, like, when Atlanta was first sort of coming out, a lot of the trailers had, like, Tame Impala music.
Yeah, I feel like they had some
like, there is
other collaborations with rappers
maybe.
or something.
I don't know too much about them, so
I could see, like, A$AP Rocky and Tame Impala
oh, that would
having
be
a
sick,
sick song together or something like that.
But A$AP Rocky, we'll talk about him in a bit when we talk about the Young Thug thing, but his next album, I think, is going to lean to more towards that kind of
alternative
sound,
rock type
which
shit,
I'm excited for. But we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, I like when you said on the Kanye episode when we were talking about Yachty and how like he seems to be able to constantly reinvent himself. This is another evidence of that.
No,
like,
I mean, in case it's lost on the audience, like I love this song. Like I think it's
a great
really
song.
good. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I was just thrown off by it.
Yeah, I think it's a little. I think it overstates its welcome a little bit. I don't think it needs to be like 4 minutes long. But I still like it a lot. I
like how the song builds and like musically and goes back and forth between this bass line and then there's like this kind of acid freak out kind of part of the where the Tame Impala guy sings.
Yeah.
And then it goes back into the beat and then like he's kind of it all kind of snowballs pretty nicely to where he's flowing with it.
Yeah.
And sounds great over that kind of like it's just a funky like
I would love another Yachty
jam.
project of like more singing like kind of poppy like shit like.
There's times where I felt like his vocal performance was like a little bit lacking or like
I
didn't quite
think he could have maybe.
right.
I think
Maybe
he was trying to
could've-
rap too much. Like if he was doing more of his singing octave or like he was there was singing on it obviously, but like if he was if this collab was done earlier in his career, I think it could have been even better, potentially. But
what do you mean?
Just in terms of like the kind of stuff he was doing earlier, I think with his sound like would have lent more. It would have made more sense to me,
Right.
But in the same year that he did a whole Detroit album, plus he's doing the Tame Impala shit, like it doesn't make a whole lot of
it's
sense.
so out of left field.
Yeah, but I mean, I still enjoyed it either way. But like, it would have made more sense to do earlier in his career, but he wasn't as big, or maybe he is. Maybe he was bigger earlier in his career. I don't know.
I just like that Lil Yachty is not afraid to do anything and just put it out there and just like see what the reaction is.
He's done some crazy collaborations. So I mean,
I could never be surprised by or like. I'm always surprised, so I'm never surprised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the next Lil Yachty thing could be whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Idea. Yeah, exactly.
Could be him all over acoustic guitars.
Yeah. Could be
or
a pop
it could
punk
be
shit, or
like,
or it could be some trap heavy
just
shit,
heavy like
it could be anything.
Murder music as well. Could be. You never know.
Yeah.
But the video is cool.
Yep, nothing too crazy, but cool effects and stuff. And I think Tame Impala is. I think this is part of like their last album, like Redux version with a bunch of remixes on it. I don't know if there's anyone else notable.
I kind of get Gorillaz vibes from Tame Impala. You know how like
to a lesser extent. I mean,
they put out a whole album where it's like they have features from Schoolboy and Vince Staples and stuff.
Tame Impala or Gorillaz have always had rap influence.
Well,
they're
they're
always,
older.
but like,
they've been around for way longer.
And they have been more known to have that crossover, while Tame Impala is a little bit less. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
What was there a track list for something that you wanted to mention though?
Oh, new Snot album.
Snot.
Who we've talked about a little bit before.
I was talking to my nephew, and he says Snot is like the guy that he's into.
How old's your nephew?
I don't know. He's in like grade 6 or 7 or some
Damn.
shit. Like the last time I talked to him like about rap music a few years before, he was like, "Oh, YNWB Slime, that's the guy. He's the best rapper right now." And I was like, he apparently doesn't like him anymore.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, no, I like Snot for what it's his music is kind of samey, but it's pretty good. I don't know. It's not too like innovative either. But his new album coming out, I don't know when, but the track list is like A$AP Rocky, Joey Badass, Kevin Abstract, a bunch of other people. So I'll definitely listen to it.
Okay, yeah.
But
it's interesting when that happens, where a guy comes around and you're not really that impressed by him, but then his next album has like everyone that you like on it, and you're like, well, shit. Like
I wouldn't have, like you listened to the whole Young Thug album. I guess we can get into that because we can start talking about that.
Well.
I only listened to a few of the tracks that had features that stuck out to me, but there were like 6 or 7 that had like features on them. Oh shit, I'll check this out. So you can kind of go through some of it, and I'll throw in my 2 cents for the ones that I did listen to.
We here on the Rapcast are not.
I still have not listened to a full Young Thug album.
Not very educated when it comes to Young Thug, but like I know that he's important and influential, and you know, like, kind of should have some respect on his name.
100%. Do I think he's overrated a little bit? Yes, but whatever.
I was trying to play one song from the Young Thug, like when we were driving home from this work trip that we went on. And yeah, I find that certain people, they just can't handle Young Thug's vocals.
Yeah, that's fair.
They just find it to be annoying.
Yep.
And
on some of the tracks, that's.
I don't know. Art is subjective at the end of the day, but like, his voice is good to me. I like it.
I agree.
Maybe it's a little bit
but
annoying.
Also, like I really like Young Thug, but I've only really listened to his features for the most part. And he usually is really good on his features, but there's some features that he is just annoying on. Like
sometimes, yeah, he legit ruins a song.
And the song "Icy Hot" with Doja Cat is a pretty good song, but it also is kind of annoying, like vocally and shit. You know? Yeah,
I thought Doja Cat did her thing on that.
I thought Doja Cat was pretty good. I think the chorus was just a little annoying to me. Yeah, I still have it on my phone. It's still a good song, and it has grown on me.
But like, I was surprised to. First of all, the album's called Punk.
Album cover is great.
Album cover's amazing. I don't know why it's called Punk. There's
Isn't
no
it,
punk.
Well, didn't you say it's
whatsoever.
because? I mean, you guess it's not punk, but there's a bunch of like acoustic shit, and there's a bunch of just kind of.
It's almost all acoustic guitar type beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a great story in the first song where he just has a whole, like, one of those great going back and forth between more conversational and then singing.
Okay.
Where he's just like explaining his life and how, like, you know, some fucked up shit that happened with his parents and, you know, going to prison and this and that. He has a very interesting life story as well. I enjoyed the album overall.
Right.
Listened to it a couple of times. It piqued my interest because, like, he was on SNL.
Right.
And I watched the show.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
And saw his performances. He did this TikTok song, which I don't think is on the album.
Is it not? Okay. Because I remember I heard that song.
That's the one that's been on the radio lately, which
but
I like.
I don't like that one, really. It's just kind of nothing to me.
It's kind of random. Point is, I was pleasantly surprised when I listened to it at being pretty good. And just his singing is good.
Yeah.
J. Cole's feature, yeah, it's trying a little bit too hard.
I like his verse. Like, I think it is trying a little bit too hard. His verse is okay, but the part where it's like post-chorus in between J. Cole and this, was it T-Slime or whatever his name is? T-Shine? It's a little, where he's kind of just like, similar to that part in Sacrifices by the Earth Gang guy.
Yeah. Where
he's just like listing like words like super fast type of thing. Like, I don't like when that part of the song was Stressed, I think it's called. I didn't like that part really. It didn't really fit. If Young Thug did it, then sure, but like J. Cole didn't really fit for him to do that to me.
I would say, like, as far as the whole discussion of features and like bringing somebody into your world, I think works really good on this album. Like, the song with Post Malone and A$AP Rocky.
That's one of my favorites. That's a really good, feel good, like, party tune. Like,
yeah, it's like
super catchy.
It's the type of song you could hear fucking Florida Georgia Line on. Like,
yeah.
As far as like the instrumental is like that level of like pop cheesy like.
And Post Malone singing shit. And like, you know, that's gonna be a hit, right? Like, and A$AP Rocky has a pretty good feature.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to hear A$AP on a song now, just because he was like a guy from 4 years ago.
Yeah, he hasn't done shit in the past since Babushka Boy, it seems. But I wanted to mention A$AP Rocky because his next album, All Smiles, is what it's been being teased forever. Like, pretty much since testing, it's been teased. I don't know if that's what it was going to be called or if that project is scrapped at this point. But he had that song Sundress, right? That one kind of like Tame Impala-esque like pop rock song.
Yeah.
Plus, he has a feature on this, which is also like a kind of a pop rock type of acoustic thing. Plus, he's going on tour next year with Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think an A$AP Rocky album is coming sooner rather than later, and hopefully it will be like rock influenced and alternative kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited for. I know Babushka Boy kind of sets that theory out of whack a little bit, but
I think that will be seen as like a random moment.
I don't know if that one's going to be on the album. Like, to be fair, I don't know if Sundress is going to be on the album, but I think that was more so a tester to see if people would like this sound, and I really love that Sundress song. So if the whole album is similar to that, then I'm excited. I mean, I'm always going to be excited for new A$AP Rocky, but I'm going to be really excited if that's the case.
I feel like it's been a long time since A$AP really gave us bars. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, he had bars on Testing for sure. But like
Yeah,
strict
but
rap shit.
Musically,
like,
that album was so like all over the place.
Yeah, like
that it
strict,
was-
just rap. Like, yeah, if we got like an A$AP Rocky mixtape, where it's just like him straight rapping, like that'd be sick.
I just don't. I think like artistically, that's not the move for him right now, though. Like
He doesn't. Yeah, no.
he should
I mean,
be moving
fuck,
into this other
He
space.
should be moving in with Rihanna. Is what he should be doing.
I mean,
Like,
it's
come
been
on.
long enough, folks.
Jesus, man. I also would.
You should be moving in with your girl.
Shut up.
Let me dictate your relationship.
This whole pod, just the vibe changes completely.
Fucking the lights shut down. Fucking like. Yeah, it all turns
And
bad
now
and shit.
I bring your girlfriend out. She just
Yeah,
fucking
fucking
gives you
Maury
shit.
episode. It all turns into a
Yeah.
Maury. Like, what?
You are not the
No, but
You
it fucking,
are not my roommate.
No, but if fucking I was dating Rihanna, I also wouldn't do shit for the next
Yeah,
2-3
yeah.
years. I can't fucking blame him. Come on. I think
You
he was
can-
seen
I think
shooting
it's possible to date Rihanna and still put an album out.
He was. I think he was shooting a music video with her like semi recently, and
yeah.
for Yams Day, I think he had a new song that like he
Oh,
was teasing. Like
A
so
Rihanna A$AP collab
that has to
album.
happen. Well, a whole collab album. I don't know if that'll happen, but
Okay, but at least one song in
least
the
a
new
song.
project.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
That's gotta happen. If
Yeah.
it doesn't, the whole relationship is fake.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was just
And she's
Fake news.
And A$AP Rocky has been saying like he's been working on this album for a while, and him dating Rihanna has kind of changed it a little bit, or just because like he has shown her stuff and she's given her input because she's just a talented musician as well. Like she like, so it definitely has changed the album a bit. I don't know what it'll exactly sound like.
Yeah.
But the point is that I'm excited for it. I think it'll hopefully come sooner. I can't imagine A$AP Rocky touring with Red Hot Chili Peppers playing Testing shit. You know, like that just doesn't make much sense to me.
that don't sound right to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the young people are.
This whole
buying.
tour, like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Thundercat, A$AP Rocky, The Strokes, and like one other person. That's fucking
Like who
nuts. What kind of demographic
They're
is
just
this?
trying to cast a big
Everyone.
net,
Yeah,
right?
I guess. It is cool.
I mean,
but
it's possible to like both of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And
I like Red Hot
A$AP
Chili
Rocky.
Peppers and A$AP Rocky, but
I don't know. I don't really.
I mean, it's the same when fucking Lil Wayne and Blink-182 went on tour together a few years ago.
If
Like,
I
that
got
was so
tickets
fucking-
somehow out of some,
Yeah,
act of charity, I would go. But
Yeah.
like, it just seems like kind of weird.
yeah,
But is it one of those things where it's in different cities depending
yeah.
on like?
So I think
So you might go and see just.
I think the
Thundercat
one
and-
in Toronto, I think is Red Hot Chili Peppers, Thundercat, and The Strokes. I don't think A$AP Rocky's in that one.
right. Because you can't cross the border.
Maybe. Man, I still kick myself for fucking not going to that Tyler the Creator, A$AP Rocky, Danny Brown, Action Bronson, Vince Staples show in Toronto, like fucking 5 years ago. Like, fuck, man. Only because I was a bigger fan of Tyler at the time, and he wasn't supposed to come to that tour date. But then, like, a week before he came, they said he was coming, so it was all of them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, man, that would have been an insane show. Rich Shit with Juice WRLD is okay. I listened to that one.
I didn't like that really. I
didn't
didn't like the Juice WRLD feature.
Right.
It felt a little bit exploitative.
Uh,
The song with Future.
I mean, him and Young Thug and Juice WRLD did a whole collab album together. So like or maybe was that with Future? I think that was with Young Thug. Like they were tight and they recorded a bunch of songs together. So I don't think it's like a exploitative. Like I don't think it was tacked on or anything. I think that song was good and ready to go. I just don't think it matched the rest of the album. If you're saying a lot of it was like acoustic based, like it didn't really make much
Yeah.
sense. But then again, neither does Icy Hot or Bubbly. Then in that same.
They're not all acoustic. Like this one, the song with Drake and Travis Scott,
That's a great song.
is just a straight up club banger.
Yeah.
Like, and that song is super hard.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I wish that Drake kind of went on the first beat though, because you wouldn't really typically hear Drake on a beat like that. But then the beat switches just for Drake's part into a more Drake-esque beat. And I'm like, I'm kind of bummed they didn't just stick with the one, but whatever. It's still a good song.
People, when they come onto this Young Thug album, like I feel like they give a little bit more of a eccentric vocal performance, and like
Yeah,
you have a little bit more of a leash to. I don't know. I've heard of just like Young Thug's creative process is that he's like one of the quickest to write his verses and have the whole song finished.
right. I mean, yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
He seems like one of those guys who just has so much musicality like in him that
Yeah,
all
for
you have
sure.
to do is put him in the booth and it just happens.
He'll go.
Like,
Yeah,
It's not like one of these things that has to be so like overwrought and like written. You know, I imagine that he probably doesn't write his raps. Like it's all just in his head.
It's possible.
But yeah, like his performance on SNL they did the song with Nate Roos, "Love
The
You
Fun
More."
guy.
The
Right.
guy from Fun,
Yeah.
and Gunna is on it too, and Jeff Basker, who was
You were gonna say Jeff Bezos first. I'm like, who the
yeah,
fuck isn't
Jeff
on this song?
Bezos' son.
Gunna, Fun, and Jeff Bezos' son.
Young Bezos.
That'd be kind of a hard rap name.
Yeah. But just like that performance on really piqued my interest, and just the fact that it was the guy from Fun, which is like such a funny
crazy.
like relic of the hipster.
Yeah, that was like 2012 like shit.
That whole phase of like culture was like so weird thinking back to, because it's like I was in grade 9 or 10 or something.
Yeah, that was like grade 8,
yeah.
7. Yeah.
But I mean, Fun, you got to put a little bit of respect on their name.
They got
like
some
they
hits.
had some hits, like, and it all seems kind of goofy now. It's
Yeah.
like listening to 80s rock or whatever. Like, you gotta admit,
Yeah, if that plays at a party,
so
I'm still
I set
gonna
the
sing. Yeah.
world on fire. But yeah, then I was playing some song called "Carry On" last night.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, this is musical theater. This is like,
Yeah, it was-
this is
yeah.
Hamilton the musical
Yeah, that's
inspired.
Theater kid. Shit.
This is like, yeah, but he's still around and he's still doing it
Good on him.
doing it big time.
And the last song here, Day Before with Mac Miller. Also a leak that was I had heard before, but it was with Trippie Redd had a verse at the end. And well,
I'm happy to see that they took Trippie off of it.
I don't know. I
didn't like Trippie's part.
I like Trippie's part, but I'm glad they took it off because, and it's the last track. Like I like that he ends the album with Mac, like with a Mac verse, just out of respect.
Yeah.
And
was
I like
cool
that
to
they didn't
see.
change anything of it. Like I like that there's no drums in it either. Like I think because there were 2 versions that had leaked, one with drums and one without.
Oh yeah.
And I always preferred the one without. So I'm glad that was the one they stuck with.
I never thought I would hear Young Thug and Mac on a song.
I know.
together.
And as soon as there were like rumors of who's going to be on the track list or whatever, and I saw Mac, I'm like, like I just didn't even think that. I didn't think this one would come out at all.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. Both of them do really well. And that was I don't know if you saw the interview. Like he said, the song is called Day Before, and they recorded it the day before Mac had passed, like September 5th or 6th or whatever in 2018.
Wow.
And I don't know. I couldn't tell from the interview. I don't know if he called it Day Before because of that, or they were in the studio, they did the song, they called it Day Before, and then coincidentally, Mac died the next day. Either way, I mean, if that's the case, that's fucking insane.
That's insanity.
But yeah, no, it's. I'm glad we finally got it, and it's a great track,
Yeah.
great homage to Mac.
Totally. Overall, good project. I'll continue listening to it. Like it's still kind of in my system.
What are you gonna say, Josh?
I was just gonna. Do you want to talk about the Wiki thing?
Yeah, I could. I can mention that. This rapper Wiki, who kind of ran with Earl Sweatshirt back in the day. He was on the "I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside." Remember that? What was the song called again? He was on. Hiccup and Piss.
I don't remember the name of it, but I know the verse.
Right. Yeah. So he was on that album, and he just released an album called Half God, with all production by Navy Blue, who also runs with Earl. It's a similar. A movement that we were talking about that last night, how there's a movement called the sLums now, where it's kind of that low-key kind of like minimalistic instrumental type of like poetry rap, kind of
Very
low-key
much
mixing.
Inspired by MF Doom,
Yeah,
Alchemist
yeah, for sure.
type production.
And, yeah, and
I was really glad to have heard that last night, because like we were hanging out playing Rummy Cub,
yeah,
and I was like, wow, this is really like a subgenre of rap now that has its own
yeah, fan base and
like vibe.
yeah,
Because I always liked that music, and I am already like well versed in it.
Mm-hmm.
Of
But
rappers
it's an
like Navy
actual-
Blue, Earl Sweatshirt,
Yeah.
these other guys that will come on to like
yeah,
Alchemist type projects and others like
Mm-hmm.
other artists, and yeah, I'm just excited that has its own world now.
Yeah.
Because it's been kind of hard for me to articulate like what's different about that style of rap than the Big Sean's and the 2 Chainz and all the other type of shit that I listen to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got Navy Blue on here. You got Mike, who was one of the earlier guys. Earl Sweatshirt's on here as well. Great verse. A few other ones that are in the similar kind of vein.
Like it's kind of like adjacent to the Griselda type.
Yeah. Like this is a little bit less slum sound than like some rap songs, but it still it has that as an influence. It has I would say Griselda, like kind of backpack boom bap rap still, because he's from New York, and it's still very a New York album. Like,
It's
it
not
sounds
very,
like New York,
like-
but it's also slums in a sense.
It's like street shit is kind of allowed, but it's not necessarily the whole genre. It has to be wrapped around
yeah,
selling drugs or killing people,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. But that stuff is still welcome, and it
Yeah.
still sounds great on those types
Yeah.
of beats.
and this is an interesting mix. Like, it has a few songs of like. Yeah, one where one of the features and him both go off about there's like this whole story of like this drug shit gone wrong and stuff, and there's another one just all about gentrification in New York and stuff, and then obviously a bunch of other ones about mental health and getting through that shit, and there's some relationship songs, and there's a bunch of shit on here. It's so much substance on it. I really like it.
I find that I haven't heard this new thing, but I find that it's generally like music that takes a little bit longer for you to get into and to like remember, but then I think it has more longevity as far as like
Yeah, I listened to
Sticks
I've been
around in
listening
your
to
brain
this
for
one
longer.
a lot for the past like few weeks, and because it's really good like fall music too. I feel so it just makes sense.
I've been having sort of the same feeling about Hitler Wears Hermes side
Right.
2.
Right.
And I like the first side of it as well, but the West Side Gun album that came out,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of volume. Like there's just a ton of music there, and there's a lot of interesting artistic ideas, and it exists in this weird subgenre of rap, and I find that it's really grown on me over time. But it's usually like a couple of songs I'll want to continue like returning back to, and then it slowly will grow, gets into my head.
Right.
Whereas some of this other new stuff we listen to, I hear it, I say it's either good or bad, and then I put it in the trash,
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been appreciating that stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure.
In the recent weeks.
It's about the Zack Fox album, which I didn't expect to come out by the time we did the last podcast.
Yeah.
He's had a few songs, but now he has a full project. I mean, it's only like 9 songs. It's like 18 minutes, so it's not like huge. And I don't know. I like it. It's not. I don't know. It's not as like comedically, like punchline driven as I thought it would be. Like, there's a lot of him just like rapping on it, which I'm not mad at because he's a good rapper. He can rap.
Yeah.
But like, I also don't want a full project full of I got depression, whatever Jesus,
Yeah.
whatever that song's called.
Jesus is the one.
But yeah, maybe I had more different expectations going into it because I was a little disappointed at first. But no, a lot of the tracks still go hard, and the beats are good, and he has some bars on.
I like
on
Boy
most
I'm
of
on
them.
Yo Ass, good song.
Yeah, I like Get Off My Dick with Kenny Beats. I like the last song with Alchemist a
Fafo
lot.
is
Fafo's great.
Yeah.
And some of the other ones are just okay, so.
There's a guy called Sushi Boy Mexico.
Yeah, I don't know the fuck that could be like another comedian that we just don't. We just don't know.
That's probably what it is. Yeah, it's kind of cool. He kind of gets a little bit more into his Atlanta influence.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like that has little bits that you'll appreciate if you're into that style, like yeah, you learn a little bit more about Zack Fox the person. It's not just like jokes.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad we're getting like Zack Fox like.
It's like I want to hear like a full-fleshed project from him.
Yeah,
like,
and I want to also have a full comedy special from him as well. Like, I want to just because he is so funny, but he picks and chooses where he shows up and so many different times. Like, so like I don't know much about him because he only shows up like a handful of times a year almost, it seems.
Yeah. His stuff is not very like autobiographical, like.
Yeah.
But he has just like funny lines, funny bars, basically. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird like analyzing this shit because it's just like jokes,
Yeah. I mean, I like that he released this because I'm like, well, we have a meme rap project that we're still working on, so at least it's other stuff similar to it is being released. Maybe get people talking about that shit again. But I don't think this is going to turn any tides in the genre or anything, or spawn any new rappers. But it's good that comedy rap. There's still an audience for it. There's still a place for it.
The only criticism is that maybe it like drags a little bit near the end of it. Like,
I'm glad it is as short as it is. Like, I wouldn't want like a 15-song album of this kind of shit. Unless he comes with more substance, or maybe it's like a whole like theme, like a whole comedy special / album or whatever. And he could come out with something like more substantial rap wise, longer, that I would be here for.
Yeah.
But if it's just songs like this, I'm glad. Yeah, it's short, it's succinct, it's sweet,
Well,
it's
yeah,
funny.
if he would have put like so
fun,
much
it's good.
effort into a whole concept thing, and then it's just not that funny, then it would have like that would have sucked.
Yeah.
You know.
And for his first project too, like because
he put the right amount of effort into this.
Yeah. At least it's what it seems, right?
Anyway, man, this one's getting actually pretty long.
Yeah.
This pod.
Hour 16.
Damn. All right. We can do a few things here.
Kali Uchis SZA.
Remix.
Just go watch the video.
That's it. Yeah.
Holy crap! When she's on the windshield, I mean, she's got moves.
Yep.
Like a stripper, but like hotter than a stripper.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Damn.
Watch the video. Song is great.
Anyway, the song though is great, and
Yeah.
SZA, she's
Singing in Spanish, which I didn't know she could.
I don't know if we've got that before.
Kind of a short verse. I expected maybe a little bit longer. But it's a remix.
Super
so,
hard.
Yeah, no, it's a good song and a great
The
video.
the song is super.
Yeah,
hard.
oh yeah.
I knew you were going there.
You aren't though. Yeah, no, you haven't been softer actually.
Am I becoming a parody of myself?
We all are, man.
No,
This whole
I think
fucking
it's just the fact that we've spent too much time together. So
Yeah,
we know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's also part of
Anyway,
it.
Kali Uchis is my girlfriend.
Alchemist EP, similar vein to the Wiki shit.
This Thing of Ours 2.
Yes, I didn't expect another one, but I'm glad we have one.
It has a different feel than the first This Thing of Ours.
Yeah, it's still similar in style, obviously, but like it has a little bit different feel because there's just new features and stuff. The song that really sticks out to me is the one with Vince Staples at the end. I don't remember what it's called. But
6-5 Heartbeats.
Man, if we get a whole Vince Staples Alchemist project, that'll be.
That's one of those
crazy,
ones
man.
where the piano sample they used, I was like so fascinated with, like, what is that from? Like, I've heard that. It's from some, like, or maybe it's just after first listen, I already felt like I knew it for my whole life. You know, it's like I love at first sight with a beat or something, you know, like, where is it? Oh, that beat reminds me of my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how that can happen. Like, it can just take you back. It's like, I know that I've heard this before, but then again, I haven't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
or
weird,
maybe,
right?
maybe it was in a bank commercial.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I also really like the songs Miracle Baby with Mavi and Lossless with Mike. Those are two guys also in the sLums category.
There's only 5 songs, and they're all pretty good. The Bruiser Brigade, which I'm not sure, that's Danny Brown.
Danny Brown and like a few other people that I don't really know much about.
This other guy who's just like crazy.
Like an E40 type of, like...
He's just pimping out of control on this song.
Yeah. I really hated it at first. Like when I first heard it, I'm like, get this shit out of here. Wow. But I've grown to like it and appreciate it. Because like on an Alchemist project, like I didn't feel like that was necessary or that could work. Like something like that, you know? But, you know, it's grown on me. I like it. Still not my favorite song on here. And Wild Style with Z Loopers, I don't remember much of. But he's a pretty good rapper too, so.
Some of the music in this genre is like, it just sounds too weird, or it doesn't quite hit. But then over time, just the volume of songs, eventually it might break through or not. But I don't know. It's something I'm there for. Whether or not every single one song becomes my favorite song,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Usually I pick out my couple ones that, you know.
Yeah. I will say I probably prefer This Thing of Ours 1. I mean, it might just be because Earl is on that one more, and I'm a really big fan of Earl.
Yeah, Boldy James is on the first one too. Which is really good.
But it's still new, so you know I still like that he got a second one out of there. We got a few new things from Lil Wayne here. He had a single come out that was part of like the Carter 2 or 3 sessions called "You Dig," which is it sounds like a song from that era. So and I love that era of Lil Wayne, so it was great to hear. But it's for like a vinyl release thing. You almost killed him. All right, no one throw the knife, okay? No one throw the knife.
Damn it.
That's not a knife. Anyway.
So that song was pretty good. He had an album that came out with Rich the Kid called Trust Fund Babies. I listened to it once all the way through. I don't think I'm gonna return to it.
What's the point? Rich the Kid blows.
Bro, yeah, like we could have gone Call Grove too. We couldn't got a whole fucking mixtape with him and like Big Sean. Like, there's so many other artists I would rather have a Big Sean. Drake, like, I don't know why Rich the Kid was. Maybe it's like a label thing.
Lil Wayne is known for featuring and working with artists that are worse than him, and making them sound even worse.
I mean, like, literally this entire album, like, okay, yeah, Wayne, like, is good on every single song, but Rich the Kid is so bad on all of them that it just makes it worth not listening to. Like, if it was maybe, like, a one song or, like, a 2 or 3 song EP with them, I'm like, sure, I might give it more of a chance, but, like, it's just, Rich the Kid is just so uninteresting of a rapper that, like, I don't know why Wayne would do this, but, because he was having a great year of features, like, and this kind of
I'm doing this for the thumbnail.
Hold on. I gotta actually put this back because this is tempting me too much.
All right.
Yeah, that was one of those ones. Yeah, I saw it on his YouTube. All these songs with Rich the Kid, and I was like,
yeah, I'm not gonna revisit that one.
Wayne, I can't do it. I mean, New Freezer was a good song by Rich the Kid.
But that was because I wouldn't have listened to it if it wasn't for Kendrick.
Yeah, but I even liked his
yeah,
part
me too.
of it.
But you also got Lil Wayne with Run the Jewels, Ooh La La remix, which I didn't expect that collab to happen really, but Wayne kills that verse. That song is pretty good. And it was also the remix for Perfect, Logic song from No Pressure, came out last year, with the A$AP Ferg and Lil Wayne. A$AP Ferg and Lil Wayne, and that song already went hard, but with A$AP Ferg he went crazy. Lil Wayne was a really good verse too. Like, that was a great song.
The beat on that song is just nutty.
Yeah, no, great. You can say what you will about Logic, but you can't diss his production at all. Like, throughout, even from his bad albums, like, there was not a single badly produced song, in my opinion.
Lil Wayne has probably the best part with his lyric, "I could eat every pussy in the world and still have room for dessert."
Yes.
Yes,
Go
dude.
off, King.
The cunnilingus king.
Back again.
Lil Wayne.
Speaking of kings, my boy G-Eazy is bike.
Let's fucking go, bud!
That would be how someone would react to fucking a G-Eazy album.
Yo, G-Eazy, real gang shit. me and the other 5th graders we're mobbing up. We're squatting the F up to this shit, bro.
Okay, so I've probably explained this in past episodes. I used to be a Jeezy fan. I have moved on from that point in my life. This album came out called This Thing of... Or, not even...
Question, is there BB Rexa on the song?
No. Is Demi Lovato, though. And it's one of the worst songs I've heard, probably. These Things Happen Too is a sequel to an album that he released way back in the day. It was my favorite album of his at the time. I still think some songs on that are okay to good range, in that range. So I decided to give this one a shot. Some of the features look pretty good. It's not a good album. And a lot of the worst...
Big surprise.
Well, the worst part of it wasn't, like, the rap. It was... Because, like, last year, or, like, 2 years ago, he released this fucking indie rock punk project a la MGK. But, like, more, like, spacey and, like, Tame Impala-esque in a way. And it was just terrible. Like, Black Bear-esque type music. And it was just terrible, bro. It was... I didn't listen to it, but I heard, like, maybe 1 or 2 songs. And it was so bad. And there's, like, at least, like... 5 or 6 songs on this album that have that sound, and I'm like, no, man, I can't do this shit. Like, I deleted them I didn't even finish some of those songs. I'm like, nope, like, this is going straight off my phone. He can't sing. He doesn't have the lyrics to fucking do this shit. Like, I don't know what...
It's just me, myself, and I, you know?
Oh, man. And there's a song... there's a song on this thing called, what the fuck is it called? I, Me, and Myself.
Fuck right off. You can't do that.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, speaking of being a parody of oneself.
Yep.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, and there's another one on here called, like, fucking Tumblr Girls Part 2, right? Like, there's a bunch of, like, Part 2s on this shit.
Now he's stealing from Kanye?
There are some good... These Things Happen Too. The intro is okay. The When You're Gone with Lil Wayne is actually pretty good.
Of course there's a Wayne feature on this fucking horrible album.
Origami is okay. There's one with... Okay, yeah. Who's on this shit? There's one with a bunch of Bay Area rappers. E40, Da Boy, and who's this?
That doesn't sound bad, actually.
Shooter Gang, Tony. Yeah, like these kind of Bay Area
It's
rap
kind of
songs.
funny how G-Eazy reps the Bay Area despite being like the lamest
The
thing
corny
about the whole
yeah,
thing.
exactly. But but like the song East Coast or whatever with like Blueface
Yeah, he had a song.
or West Coast. Yeah, that song was a good song to me. Like he does perform pretty well with some of those guys. Like I think it works to an extent.
If I was from the Bay Area, I would ask him nicely to stop repping the Bay Area because you're making it look fucking lame.
Yep.
Kind of like Drake.
Ooh.
Shots fired.
Tyler-
Josh gets fucking brutally murdered.
Tyler Russell feature. That song is pretty good. A few other ones that are okay, but yeah, it's just what do you come on.
Fuck
I'm
G-Eazy.
sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Picture this: Demi Lovato and G-Eazy go on a double date with MGK and Megan Fox. Who wins if they get in a fight? 2v2.
Fuck, man. G-Eazy probably wins against MGK. Because he's more coked up.
MGK is taller, but I think weaker.
Yeah, because he smokes weed and shit. G-Eazy just does coke. Like, I think he'll have coke strength over him, I think.
Yeah, I think G-Eazy
MGK
would
is super
beat him.
lanky and shit. Megan Fox would beat the shit out of Demi Lovato. Actually, you know what? Demi Lovato went to rehab and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, sound off in the comments below.
All right.
Who would win in a hypothetical?
Yeah. And there's also fucking Travis Barker and fucking Khloe Kardashian.
They would
now.
come in to bail out G-Eazy.
Yeah.
Or the other
tag team. Yeah, a whole tag team fight with that shit. That'd be fucking
Anyway,
crazy.
let's stop the violence though.
Yeah,
Our white celebrities need to be safe, okay?
I think we're done. Here.
Yeah, happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, fucking stay tuned. We might have some special stuff coming up. We got some ideas.
Anyway, this was a good episode, right?
Sure.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun. So yeah, Doja Cat is fucking
Underrated.
Oh!
Just a fan. Not my fan.
Lock the door, need the floor, dirty for the whores. If she ain't scared, then I'll get too bored. Got her screaming.
Hello, welcome to the Dick Cast.
Hello, welcome to the Rapcast, guys.
We do a whole episode like this. We're just standing like this talking.